Hey there, Capricorn. Welcome to your reading for this time period. Here you go. You have this new moon in Capricorn. It says your hard work is paying off. You always get this card with me or quite frequently. You have this new moon in Scorpio. It says work through your fears. So again, I think your hard work is paying off. The work through your fears card I feel is saying like work through your fears of success. I think we're all a little bit afraid of something working out for us, right? And I feel that working through those fears will be very important for you at this time. You have the Nine of Cups, the Death card, and the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, really good energy in this first row. The Nine of Cups can represent fulfillment, or yeah, damn, this is a very good reading here, Capricorn. But, the Nine of Cups can represent fulfillment or stepping into fulfillment. Like, the trick with the Nine of Cups is that we have to match the energy of something that we want, and if we do that, we will get it. So we have to be the thing that we want to be before we can be it. And so, if you want to be successful, you have to be successful before you are successful. And people always say, Chris, how is that possible? And I always say the easiest thing to do is to adopt the habits of success. So there are 600 billion people on YouTube that talk about how to be successful, and so just go learn from them and see what happens. And again, let me spell it out for you a little bit more because I always get people who say, well, how do you know if it's good advice or not? And I always say, guess what? You don't. But we're not in school. You're not trying to pass a test. You don't have to be right. So, number one, go learn from a person, try whatever they tell you. If it works, keep doing it. If it doesn't work, stop. It's just that simple, right? There's no test to pass. You can make mistakes. No one's standing over your shoulder grading you on this. And you can use a cheat sheet, right? Because you can go learn something else and actually find what works. So that's what I would do with the Nine of Cups. Match the energy of success. It'll change your life. So there you go. You have the Death card. Big changes. Every single person this cycle has had something about, like the Death card pretty much. So I feel that we are in a time of great change. Of course, we had Pluto. Probably the biggest change is Pluto moving into Aquarius because, Pluto is generational. And I don't know, I'm not sure how much generational planets affect us. Pluto is very far away, so how much does it affect us? I don't know. What I will say is, if it does affect us, it definitely affects us in Capricorn and Aquarius, because when it's in Capricorn, it's as close to the Earth as it can be. And then when it moves into Aquarius, it's starting its journey away from Earth. Pluto has a highly elliptical orbit, so it gets very, close, which is still very far away to Earth, and then it goes away. And so, again, that's why there's always so much change during Pluto and Aquarius back in history and so on. And so, on a personal level, I think we could all just be making big changes in our lives. And that's it. I think you're just making changes. You have the Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles can represent getting to work. It's a card of progress. I feel more progress here in your reading because you have the Eight of Pentacles, the Three of Pentacles, the World, which would be making progress on your goals or achieving your goals with the World card. So I kind of feel like you're just making progress with this Knight of Pentacles energy. And yeah, it looks really, really good. If there's anything, I always say that with the Knight of Pentacles, if there's anything you want to start, or if there's anything you want to do, anything new, anything different, whatever. He has these empty fields behind him. And if he were to plant seeds in those empty fields, they would grow. So, I feel for a lot of you that the Knight of Pentacles is saying that it's time to, plant seeds. With the Nine of Cups, you have the High Priestess. High Priestess is about trusting your intuition. You've been getting the High Priestess a lot with me. I think I'm pretty sure it's you. And so, clearly the universe is really trying to get you to tap into your inner voice or your higher self. I also sometimes think that the High Priestess is really trying to get you to realize your true potential as well. She has no roof over her head, and so the High Priestess, it can represent all that stuff, intuition, blah, 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 but she really represents unlimited potential. There are no limits to what she can accomplish. The only limit is what she thinks she can accomplish. So I'm definitely getting a message here, Capricorn, that you need to, it's almost like you need to see your true potential. With the Death card, you have the Hierophant. Again, another very spiritual card. If you want not really a love reading, but as always with you, Capricorn, I don't know when you ever really get real love readings. Probably never, right? But maybe once or twice you have. But if you do want love, this could be a divine counterpart. I mean, I consider these two to be much, much better than the Emperor and the Empress. It's a more spiritual connection. But, whether you want love or not doesn't matter. I think that, this is clearly a reading that's encouraging you to tap into your spiritual side. In the sense that, I feel like you need to tap into your voice, listen to your higher self, trust your intuition. The Hierophant, he communicates with heaven and earth like he is able to translate the messages from heaven down to earth. And so I feel like you need to realize that, your dreams could be coming from heaven, right? And you need to bring those things down. With the Knight of Cups, Knight of Pentacles, you have the Six of Cups. Six of Cups kind of can, also represent love, but really what I'm feeling for you is, the Six of Cups is a gift from the universe. And usually the gift we receive from the Six of Cups is a turnaround, meaning that when we get the card, it's kind of like we've been bumping up against an obstacle. And then after that, once we get the card, it's kind of like we are overcoming an obstacle. So I feel a lot of you could be overcoming obstacles. And again, this is a very good reading, so makes sense. You have this Metamorphosis card. It says your inner self is being renewed day by day so new and better ways can come forth. Love it. You have this Web of Creation. It says be aware of what you're weaving in your life to create better experiences. Yes, watch your words, Capricorn, with that spider spirit. The other thing that spiders always remind me of is having a process. The spider has to weave its web before it can catch bugs. So I feel for a lot of you that creating processes or processes, I don't know, whichever you prefer, I don't care. But what I would say is having a process for what you do is going to lead to much more success than just doing things willy-nilly, right? And so this is definitely encouraging process. You have the Eight of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles. Same thing. Eight of Pentacles is straightforward, diligent work. He is working on what's in front of him and he's getting the work done and that's it. So I think process is the key word here. You have the Hangman, the Eight of Pentacles, and the King of Pentacles. Hangman is saying that you are ready to move forward. He is hanging from the tree of knowledge and wisdom, and his head is glowing, and he is gaining enlightenment. So, a lot of you, I feel, have been gaining a lot of knowledge. And even the Eight of Pentacles also says that, which we'll talk about in a minute. And I feel you need to use what you've learned. It's time to stop learning, basically, Capricorn, although, that's not completely true. I think we should be learning forever. But what I'm saying is it's time to start taking action on what you learned. If all you're doing is learning, then you're stuck in analysis paralysis. So I think you need to do at this point, and that's what I would do here. You have the Eight of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles is straightforward, diligent work. So I feel for a lot of you that, following some sort of process would be a really good idea for you with the Eight of Pentacles. I also feel like you need to, I'm hearing the words get stuck into something, So, I'm not sure how to take that, but, I think for some of you it's if you're going to start working on a new project or business or an idea that you really need to get stuck into it. You really need to kind of dive deep into the topic that you're thinking about or learning about, whatever it is. Could even be something personal. It could be your health or, it could be some other change you're trying to make in your life. And that's coming up right next to the Death card, which could just be some sort of change you're trying to make, like I said. So I think you really need to get stuck into something. And if you do that, I feel that will help more than just kind of skimming the surface. You have the King of Pentacles. Like all earth signs, I think the earth signs are very focused on creating permanence in their life. So the King of Pentacles is a good card for building a solid foundation underneath anything that you're trying to create in your life. And so I feel a lot of you are just kind of trying to lay a solid foundation. With the Hangman, you have the Page of Wands. Page of Wands is about going on an adventure, and we are definitely in a time of adventure. So follow your enthusiasm. Page of Wands says if something excites you, move towards it and see what happens. With the Eight of Pentacles, you have the Queen of Wands, which you have twice here. So we have Queen of Wands, Queen of Wands. You always get these cards of learning as you go. I think that really that's the story of Capricorn, right? It's Capricorn I think Capricorn people kind of do have to learn as they go. It's sure, people can teach you things, you can learn things, but I think most Capricorn people are kind of doers anyway and learn best by doing. So like I said with the Hangman, it's probably time to stop learning, although not true again, I think you can continue to learn as long as you're taking action on what you learn, right? And the Queen of Wands is a card of learning as you go. So that's definitely what I would suggest. With the King of Pentacles, you have two cards. You have the Hangman and the Ace of Cups here. Again, there could be a little bit of love showing up in this reading. So if you want love, it's definitely available to you. The Hangman could say that you've been waiting for this for a long time. So again, I think this is only for a few of you, basically Capricorn. Because I don't know how many of you actually want love. But, if you do want love, this could be something you've been waiting for. Regardless of whether you want it or not, the Ace of Cups can also represent your emotions overflowing. So, a lot of people at this time have been getting these cards that really would represent getting into the flow, meaning that you're doing things that you could do endlessly, right? And I think focusing on that would be very beneficial for you, because it will fill you with energy, you'll feel more fulfilled, and that's what I would do with those two cards. Next in the area, messages from your future self, you have this Blessed card and the Serendipity card. I love both of these cards. So there clearly could be some blessings, or you could just be feeling blessed. The Serendipity card is kind of like luck, like things falling into place. And then that's not normally what I say with the Serendipity card, but that's really what I'm feeling here for you. It's almost like, when you get on the right path, things are just going to start, clicking into place very quickly for you. And, like I said, that's what I feel with those two cards, so that's great. You have the World, which is your card, Capricorn. So the World, whenever you show up as yourself, puts you in a position of power and strength and really allows you to get what you want from the reading. I definitely feel you could be really accomplishing goals or getting much closer to goals. Again, you have that card that says your hard work is paying off, so that kind of makes sense. But you definitely could be accomplishing things much faster. I also get something about travel here, so if you're like traveling or moving, there could be a lot of opportunity. Which I'm pretty sure I've said to you before in the past, that you've had these messages with me before that have basically said that traveling or moving could lead to success for you or could lead to something. You have the Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles says, teamwork makes the dream work. Yes, I'm a big fan of teamwork right now for basically everyone. So anything you could do to work together with other people would be a good idea. It's definitely time for you to put your work on display. He is putting his work on display. He's showing these two people what he has accomplished. So it's time for you to get attention for the work that you do, Capricorn. And like I said, I'm pretty sure that we've talked about this before, that you definitely, get these cards of putting your work on display or getting attention for the work that you do, and now is the time. So if you've been thinking about doing something putting something out into the world, now would be the time. The Three of Pentacles also encourages us to focus on quality instead of quantity. So I think that, sometimes we think that we need to do a lot for success, but, I think a lot of successful people really don't do a lot, they're just focused on what they're doing. So, I would focus on the quality of your work. I wouldn't so much focus on the quantity. You have the Seven of Swords here. So first things first, Three of Pentacles, we have this lady who has these polka dots on her cloak. Seven of Swords, he has polka dots on his cloak. You need to have more fun, Capricorn. So I think you need to stop working sometimes and you need to go do things that you enjoy doing. The polka dots in the tarot come up when we are taking things too seriously and we're not enjoying life. So, I definitely feel that you need to I would make a little bit of time for yourself every single day, even if it's only 10 minutes where you just do something that you just do for yourself and that's it, right? The Seven of Swords can represent lying, cheating, stealing, but again, as I always say, golden cards in the tarot are meant to be positive no matter what. Seven of Swords says you have ideas on how to accomplish things that are different than what people normally do. He's stealing these swords from this army in the background so that they can't be used against him in battle, so he is going to war in a different way. And again, all year, pretty much everyone has been getting these cards of needing to do things in a different way. With the World, you have the Ace of Swords. Yeah, some sort of victory or success coming in for you. The World is an achievement, the Ace of Swords is victory or success. So there could be some sort of victory or success coming in here. The Ace of Swords is above the mountains as well, so the Ace of Swords being above the mountains kind of represents overcoming an obstacle. And there is definitely something here, especially with that Six of Cups, about you overcoming an obstacle. Now, with the Three of Pentacles, you show up again. So again, the Devil can represent toxic energy. And with the Seven of Swords, I would definitely be careful if you have any toxic people in your life. I think that, kind of goes without saying. But even if you don't, the Devil's just you, so you're just showing up in a strong position. and you know you're showing up in a position of power and strength. With the Seven of Swords, you have the Empress. I literally said do something for yourself, and the Empress is the card of self-care. Needing to do things like needing to do nice things for yourself, needing to pamper yourself, nurture yourself, right? She's a card of nurturing something as well, and so that is exactly what I would do. I don't know what else to say with this energy. I also feel that if you are discovering other ways of doing things in your life, that those new ways of doing things could definitely lead to a ton of abundance. So I feel like there could be a lot of abundance for you with the Empress that could lead to a lot of success, and, I would be focusing on those new ways of doing things. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this intuition card and this passion card. Definitely needing to trust your intuition, which has come up for you several times here. It's like your higher self is clearly trying to communicate with you, like either in your dreams or with your inspirations or whatever. The passion card, I feel you need to invite more passion into your life, as in, like I said, with the Empress, doing more, this could be hobbies or activities that you're more passionate about, I think would be helpful. You have the King of Swords, Queen of Wands, and the Page of Pentacles. King of Swords is a card of knowledge and wisdom, just like the Hangman hanging from the tree of knowledge and wisdom, but, he takes action. He turns his knowledge into wisdom, and so I feel a lot of you have learned a lot over the past several years, and it's like now you are putting those things you've learned into practice, and you could be getting the rewards for all the difficult lessons that you've been learning for a long time. And I'm pretty sure I've said that to you before, Capricorn. You have the Queen of Wands again. Queen of Wands is about learning as you go. Queen of Wands, she needs to be bold and assertive. She really needs to make things happen for herself. And so I feel for a lot of you that you are in this energy of like really trying to make things happen, and, I feel pretty good about it. Again, she has to follow her inspiration as well. She has this sunflower right here. The sunflowers point towards the sun, so they point towards her love, joy, happiness, peace, all those good things. And she follows that, and she doesn't really worry about what other people are going to say about how she lives her life, because it's her life. So I feel the Queen of Wands twice in your reading is encouraging you to live your own life. You have the Page of Pentacles, good news coming in for you. I mean, plain and simple, Page of Pentacles in the good stuff can just represent good news, or it can represent hearing good news. You also have the Ace of Swords, which could be communication. So if you've been waiting for news or approval, there definitely could be news or approval. With the King of Swords, you have the Five of Cups. Five of Cups in the good stuff would represent, kind of like turning around, seeing these two cups and getting this bridge in the castle. So it would say that you are letting go of something from the past that didn't work out, and you're focusing on something new. And it could be anything, it doesn't have to be love. It could be business, career, whatever, but I feel a lot of you are kind of, maybe focusing on the bright side more here. With the Queen of Wands, you have the Judgment card. Yeah, Judgment is like a wake-up call. In the good stuff, it would say that you are, again, communicating with your higher self. This is your higher self angel. The whole entire reading is saying that your higher self is really trying to get you to do something right now. And I feel like, you know what this is, Capricorn? If this message is for you, I feel like you've been feeling guided in a direction. Maybe not like you're having dreams where your guides are like, go do this, but it would be more inspiration. Like you're feeling inspired by something with the Queen of Wands, or you're feeling a general like magnetic pull towards something, and that is the direction I would move in with the Judgment card, whatever that magnetic pull is. With the Page of Pentacles, yeah, are you kidding? You have the Sun. There you go. So the Sun is the best card in the tarot. And so clearly there's something that's going to make you very happy that's coming into your life. But with the Queen of Wands, again, she moves towards the Sun. She moves towards wherever that sunflower is pointing. And so, I always say the problem with the Queen of Wands is it doesn't make logical sense. So it's like, you could have some sort of idea to start like a cupcake factory, but it's like maybe you are a doctor. It's like, would it make sense for you to quit being a doctor and start a cupcake factory? It's like, well, according to most people, no, but according to me, yes, because you'll probably make more money and be much more happy as well. So I would say yes. I'm all about quitting things. But, what I would say here is yes, I think you need to move towards your happiness. You have this Broom card that says new home, new attitude. I said moving on the World card. I don't think you have to move. Of course, you could just be making changes in the home. You could also just be changing your environment, like getting a new job or doing something different, and, that could help your attitude. You have this caterpillar card. It says, things will not always be this way. Change is coming. Yes, death card. We already talked about all the changes that are probably happening. You have this fox card. It says shrewdness and resourcefulness, especially in business. Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords is a card of being shrewd and resourceful, and so I would be being resourceful at this time. You know, it's kind of funny on the Seven of Swords I didn't say this, but I kind of had this story popping into my head where it's like and the reason I didn't say it is because I have no clue what I'm talking about. Right, but what I would say is it's almost like I was getting the story for you, Capricorn, on that Seven of Swords. That was saying like maybe normally you have certain things that you have tried in the past like work-wise and they never work. It's almost like shortcuts, right? It's like usually shortcuts don't work because they're shortcuts. You know, life is not that easy. But, you know, it's almost like you're trying I feel like there could be an opportunity for you to try something that maybe seems like a little bit of a shortcut like in work or business, and I would try it, you know, especially if it pops up. Because, again, I think that this shortcut could actually work. You have this hand card. It says, in need of help, assistance, or guidance. Three of Pentacles, wasn't there something else here? Maybe not. But Three of Pentacles, you know, if you need help, I would ask for help. I feel like there are plenty of people in your life that maybe would help guide you or help lead you in the right direction, and that's what I would focus on here. You have this Carriage card. It says, a journey, either physical or mental. So, we talked about moving, but again, it could just be travel that could be very beneficial for you. But this looks really good here, Capricorn. I like it. So thank you for being here and definitely enjoy your week.